and welcome to another Star Citizen podcast. I am BoredGamer, your host. I'm very CitizenCon-y. I'm ready for it. Zin, are you ready for the CitizenCon? Say hello.
Hello.
Are you ready for CitizenCon?
Yeah, why not?
Well, exactly. CitizenCon is this Saturday at 7 p.m. UTC. That's October the 11th. I'm potentially going to a watch party. I'm planning to go, but who knows if I'll get out the door and actually go. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll ask Sin to work on the Sunday. I don't know, haven't decided yet. Sin, are you free on Sunday to work if I need you?
Yeah.
Perfect. So, I want to talk about a few things today, Zin. I'm going to mostly avoid super spoiler stuff, which I'll do in a separate spoiler warning video. There's like leaks and rumors and stuff like that, which I try to avoid because a lot of it should be taken with a grain or pile of salt. I'm going to be talking about Alpha 4.3.2 today, which is available to all waves, some of the new content there, some of the stuff from the monthly report, including, I suppose, some of the stuff that might be in 4.3.2 that isn't there yet, like the Yormundi boss fight. We might be getting nicks. Real soon. There's some flight model leak stuff. I'm not going to be talking about the leaks, but I'm going to be talking about Yogi Klat's response to the leaks and why it's bad for people to leak, especially with these test group things that they're doing. And Day of the Vara is ongoing, and I just want to ask your opinion. Well, I'll ask your opinion on this stuff now quick, because it's probably going to be pretty brief.
Yeah.
Day of the Vara, the hellish shoe skins. We sort of saw little hints at them last week. Now we can see them all.
Yeah.
What do you think of them? Are you like, eh?
They look better than the sneak peek made them look.
Yeah. They're not awful, are they?
They're still a bit meh, but I think some people will like them.
Yeah. Skins-wise, I want a skin that looks like the Asimov from CS.
Of course you do.
I mean, I absolutely love that colour scheme. So if people that don't know, it's sort of white and orange, maybe a bit of black.
I feel like that sort of skin is more likely to appear on a racing type ship or something like that. You know,
Yeah.
It's not the sort of ship that the sort of colour you'd want for a ship that you might be wanting to do stealth stuff in or something like that. You know?
You're right. But
Combat.
I quite like the idea of it on a cargo ship or a data runner or a medical ship or something like that, maybe. But I think right, fast and urgent. This is sort of that colour scheme. Other stuff that you can do for Day of the Vara, it's happening the whole month. I think it ends on the 2nd of November, ? There's the Arena Commander Kill Collector stuff. So this year, you can play Kill Collector, and if you're in the top 3 in a Kill Collector match, you get one of 3 mask sets, and these are the Halloween masks that they have. Previously, they've been found in-game through loot, or you've had to do something in-game to get them. But now it's Arena Commander, top 3 different sets to collect. So you basically want to come top 3 times, and then you'll have the whole set as I understand it.
I assume that if you got the helmets from previously, you'd get duplicates essentially if you do it again.
I believe so, because they come in sets. So
Yeah.
I believe that you will get effectively duplicates, which was one of the first times they've done that. I mean, you could get duplicates as well by, I suppose, finding them in game, but they're not added to your account in the same way. I think you can potentially get duplicates here. You can also buy the Fieldsbury Bear ones if you want, but you can just earn them in game by playing Arena Commander. Even if you are bad at Arena Commander, it's the Kill Collector mode. Find a weapon and loadout that suits you, and just keep on playing. Like, I've won Kill Collector before, I think, without killing anyone and just picking up coins.
Yeah, try and do a pacifist run.
Citation needed, that might be a false memory, but I'm pretty sure I have. You've got the whole month to do it. There's also, and we talked about this a little while ago, but I think you cut it from one of the videos. There's a Day of the Vara writing contest going on.
So I didn't cut the writing contest, I just cut what you said because I wasn't quite happy with what you said.
So some of the stories there, Zin and I might contact some of the good stories that we see and ask the writers if we can have Zin narrate them for lore.
Or if you write a story and you want me to narrate it, just let us know. That'll make my life easier.
Specifically about Star Citizen, nothing weird. Just say a story, because I know some of the viewers. I know what they're like. Right, let's talk about Alpha 4.3.2. So this has gone out to all waves PTU. It was sort of held back from going to Evocati until like Thursday or Friday, and then bam, Evocati, bam, all waves PTU. That initial Evocati builds in didn't have any of the 4.3.2 features we expected. It had a huge structural salvage update. So they've basically tried to give salvage the same sort of parity that mining has. and expanded it out. So there, with structural salvage, there's lots of different types of chunk and dust and stuff that you can get, different types of material. This is all sort of building towards features that are happening later, including materials of ships being reflected in their crafting and their salvage. So if something's made of steel, when you salvage it, you will get steel dust, steel chunks, or steel other bit, whatever the other bit was. And then you will refine it. So they've added the refining process to salvage as well. And then also sort of made all of the salvage ships have their own archetypes or role. And the Reclaimer, for example, is really, really fast at sort of processing large amounts of salvage. That sort of stuff. It's quantity over quality. But it's going to take you time to refine that. There's also implications here that there's going to be a starting salvage ship they might release real soon. With salvage like that, is this something you're sort of like, oh yeah, that's cool, you want parity with that? Or is it like, I wasn't really salvaging anyway? Or are you in the opinion of, this is cool because it helps support the wider economy?
Yeah, it's cool. I don't really do salvage, but I'm not, like, if you were to go, oh, let's go do some salvaging, I wouldn't be like, oh god, okay, let's do some salvaging.
Salvaging can be pretty
I quite
chill,
like
right?
It's like playing Power Simulator.
Yeah. And I'd like it to be more like Shipbreaker Hard Space, I think it's called. So I like the idea of boarding a ship, stripping the components, getting a salvage ship to strip its hull, break it down, and then norm it all up as well. And I like the idea of doing that on like capital ships or ships in dangerous areas where you know there might still be some activity, or even where you know that components might go critical as well if you'd like, I don't know, mess around too much. I want that sort of, I don't know, higher level sort of salvage with a bit of pressure, maybe, if you want to do that. Yeah, I just like the fact they're expanding salvage out to support a wider economy. Obviously, this is going to be part of crafting and that sort of stuff. At the moment, it sort of all just breaks down into like salvage material and crafting material in general, rather than steel and titanium and aluminium and stuff that it will in the future. But they're getting their house in order. So, as I said, that these gameplay mechanics have parity with mining and the other refining stuff, but also so that they can be ready for economy updates and be ready for crafting, be ready for base building. Super excited for it. But it was just a big surprise to have it as part of the initial Evocati patch. Since then, it's gone out to all the waves, the patch, and yeah, it's got a load of the features that you can expect and some more as well. So you can go to Wickelos now and see some like the new armor and stuff. There's binoculars there.
What?
Binoculars. You can go
like
to Wickelos.
An item?
A binocular item.
Oh.
Yeah, and you need Yormandi eyes for it, I believe. Yormandi being the new creature, potentially in 4.3.2, that was mentioned in the monthly reports. It was like, this is the redacted creature we've talked about, the upcoming creature we've talked about a few times. This may be part of a boss fight in 4.3.2 or soon as well, because they've expanded out the ASD facilities. So when they said last time that the ASD facilities, that the final wing was opening, they didn't mean that the content there was stopping. So they've expanded this out.
This is as big as it gets, but it's not as big as it gets.
Yeah, this is the final major wing we're opening in 4.3.1. But there's more stuff going on there. I was expecting a boss fight in the last patch, but it looks like it's going to be in this patch, and you might have multiple boss fights there in the future. But the Yormandi, I believe, has come from the Norse world snake, basically, the Yormanda. So I think it's based on the Valakar as well, the swamp Valakar that we saw at last year's CitizenCon. The concept of. Are you excited for what 4.3.2's got in it? I suppose the other major thing is the Frontier Fighters finale, the Fight for Pyro stuff.
Yeah.
So that's basically the headhunters and the CFP are hunting down the freedom fighters, and you can support either the headhunters or the CFP. Does this sort of stuff excite you, or is it just sort of like, it's more content, but it's not sort of like world changing? Yeah,
like more content is always good, but it's not something that particularly interests me that much.
Does look like to me though, like I'm super excited for the Yormandi, because cool new creature in Star Citizen, and I love the idea of boss fights, because I want to play the full ASD experience with you, Zin, and we'll mess around there quite a bit, because I think that's going to be good fun, and hopefully we'll be able to do some of the medical gameplay while we're there and help some other players and them not wake up and then shoot us. That's the hope. But there are hints, and this lines up with my expectations that I've had for a while, that Nyx is going to be coming to the game pretty soon as well.
Yeah.
So in the monthly report, they hinted at a returning air traffic control voice that they've been working on, which I can't think of any others than it being Esla Makan, who was the Nyx Delamar Levski air traffic control operator. And I think that potentially the Fight for Pyro stuff is going to be leading to, and we're opening up the Nyx system by the end of the year. Or maybe that's something they'll show off at CitizenCon, but it feels like it's soon. It's not confirmed, but it looks very likely. I have had some people say in the leaks and like some audio leaks and stuff like that that is pretty much confirmed now. But leaks is leaks, so we can't 100% verify those. The Kraken's in full production. That'll make a lot of people happy, I think. Is there any sort of ships that are in concept or production or whatever that you're super excited for them getting out?
No, I mean, the one I was waiting for was the Apollo.
Cool. Well,
and I got that.
There's potentially like an Apollo variant and stuff like that might turn up. We'll talk about that in the spoiler video. But CIG had hinted at that anyway. They had said there's a variant of something that we're making from a recent release. The only recent release was the Apollo. So, there's an Aurora and Hammerhead update. They're sort of doing gold standard passes on these ships. Do you expect the Aurora, one of the original ships in the game, to get much of a visual update, or do you think it's going to be very minor, or do you think it's just going to be internal?
I don't think it needs much of a visual update. I think maybe internally they might do stuff, but as far as their older ships that they sort of created 10, 12 years ago...
Yeah, it is that long now.
Yeah. It's one of the better looking ones, I think.
Oh,
like, well, if you don't like the style of it, like, just because of the way it is, then that's fair enough. But I think I wouldn't look at it and go, oh, that's a bit dated.
Okay, I see what you mean. I just want these updated a bit but I think RSI have got some really pretty ships, and the Aurora and the Constellations, in my opinion, needed to be brought up to standard, with maybe a couple of little tweaks to make them look good, and then maybe do a Mark II version of both of them. Because
I thought like gold standard stuff would be like lighting buttons and things like that, and storage and whatnot.
So you're right. So gold standard basically just means brought up to the current standard based on the patch number on. Gold standard will keep on changing. It might settle at a certain point where they go, this is the standard, full stop. We're not adding any more to the standard in the future. But they do things like get the ship ready for engineering. They make sure, as you said, that the screens and the cockpits and the buttons and the lights are all that are correct. They make sure that it's ready for ship to ship docking if they need to. Make sure it's got all the correct metrics. So it might not, but it might have a few little visual updates as well. Maybe they'll get rid of a strut that blocks view or something. Yes, super excited to see what they do for the Aurora and the Hammerhead, but mainly for the Aurora because I'm hoping then the Constellation gets a little pass. Are you expecting 4.3.2 to be released end of this week / CitizenCon on Saturday?
Quite likely. I mean, it doesn't look like they're putting an awful lot in it.
Yes.
So maybe that's on purpose.
Well, I mean, so I think that the major thing, the expanded story for Frontiers Fighters finale, which is a limited time event, the expansion of the ASD facilities and that structural salvage. Those are the main things there. You do have the FPS AI turrets as well, which I'm assuming are going to be in those. They might just add them to ASD facilities in general, or they might just be in the new areas. I haven't actually seen the AI FPS turrets other than in the sneak peek. So if they are there, Citation need to tell me in the comments below. But yeah, interested to know people's experiences of 4.3.2 are, just because some people might be like, oh yeah, I'm a salvager, and this is huge changes. Or other people might be like, I don't do salvage, and there's very little in this patch. I think some of the stuff that might turn up here are new ships and vehicles. The Paladin is something I keep on saying is almost certainly going to be turning up at CitizenCon / 4.3.2. Do we expect other ships and vehicles as well? Are you expecting that? Or do you think it's probable, or maybe not?
I mean, possibly. I don't know where they are with the Paladin, really, so...
So the last time they talked about it, they said it was almost done. The Paladin and the Perseus and some unannounced ships and vehicles, all are basically, a load of them are pretty much ready. The downstream teams are working on them. So that typically means that they are weeks away from completion, potentially. That's not always the case.
I mean, possibly.
Yeah, I think the problem we have is that we're really close to the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo as well, right? And they like to release lots of ships and vehicles then.
Yeah.
So what's good to release now? What's good to release then? Do you think they're going to, and I keep on saying this, put the Idris and the other Fleet Week ships in-game stores in 4.3.2? Or do you think that they're not going to release the Idris in shops, or they have the Idris available through Wicklow or some other medium?
I could understand why they might go, we're not putting the Idris in the shops. But I think they should.
To make it incredibly expensive. They could reputation gate it. There's a load of stuff they could do that would be sensible, because they go, well, we're not just selling an Idris to anyone. You've got to be this high with lawful, because it's effectively UEE surplus, the Idris P, the way I see it anyway. So we've talked about the new test group that CIG have put together.
Yes.
Or at least I say that they've put together. So they've got a new tool in their belts, similar to Evocati, but not Evocati. They've basically gone, we want focus test groups where we hand select people based on X metric, typically going to be a relatively small group, to test something. So this could be to test a load of different things. That they first used to test it is the new flight model updates. Now, I don't want to talk about the specifics of the flight model leaks and updates and stuff, but some information leaked from that test.
Mm-hmm.
And it shouldn't really have. The reasons it shouldn't really have is because these are much smaller groups with email-only feedback. So you email into CIG, basically. There's a new NDA, which is a relatively tight NDA, which it's not like the softened NDA that the Evocati have, where you're allowed to talk about stuff. You weren't allowed to talk about these updates if you were playtesting them, and they still leaked. Now, this is partly because people try to encourage them to be leaked. They go, you can leak anonymously here and that sort of stuff. I would always say, don't leak stuff like this. I mean, don't leak stuff in general, especially if it might be your job or you've signed an NDA, because you get in big trouble. What do you think of that to start with, Zin? Do you go, yeah, that's a shame they leaked. Leaks are going to be inevitable with this sort of stuff, or no, this shouldn't have happened and they need to find the leaker and them to be punished by the full extent of the contract?
I mean, shame on them, really.
Shame. Yeah,
I hope you got something decent out of it. It just doesn't seem worth it otherwise.
Well, I assume people that leak don't leak in this case because they got anything out of it other than they feel like they were giving information to the community or whatever. There are lots of other problems with leaking. It damages CIG's ability to hold tests like this and slows the whole process down.
Mm-hmm.
So Yogi was saying that they have to burn that test group because there was a leaker there.
Yep.
So I suppose unless they can find the actual source of the leak, they have to get rid of the whole test group. They then have to work out a way of leaks not happening again. So yeah, it's not great. And as I said, seriously, it's not worth it to leak, especially with an NDA like this, because if you're at CIG, you'll lose your job probably. I mean, I don't know. You'll be disciplined in some way. And CIG, if you were a player that's signed this and done this, you could get into a lot of financial trouble, because they could go, you caused us financial harm, you signed this NDA, you've broken it. At the very least, you're going to get permanently banned from StarCits and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be my expectation. Just be sensible. There's a difference between whistleblowing, like if you see something terrible happening at a company, or you're like, people need to know this. Maybe you feel morally obliged to anonymously talk about something, or leave your job and then talk about it. But this is very different from that. All you're doing is damaging CIG's ability to develop the flight model in a timely manner. I said it timely manner. It's been 12 years with many different iterations. So do you have any thoughts on that, Bill, on what I've said? Like, do you think I'm being too harsh? Do you think that's reasonable? Would you go further?
No, it's unfortunate that they can't pinpoint who it was, because you've basically ruined it for everyone else who was participating in that.
Yeah, exactly. Because they can't iterate with the same group now.
Yeah.
It just slows everything down. And that's the reason that Evocati tests have got weird. They can't use the Evocati anymore because there were leaks happening, and so they softened the NDA with that so people could talk about it. Yeah, I'm interested to know what other people think on this, because maybe we're wrong, or at least have a different point of view from some other people. Like, no, all this information should be free. You might argue none of this should be behind an NDA. Yes, have a focused group, but have them be able to talk about it. Why are they obscuring this sort of stuff? Well, they might be obscuring this sort of stuff because they want eventually to use it to test Squadron 42 or a secret event or something like that. Because when you are developing a game, once 1.0 comes out, for example, you are not going to want there to be bugs or something that destroys your experience or deletes your items or something. And the best way of testing that is a mixture of PTU and focus tests, because you might not want stuff to leak from a test. So you'd run what you would hope wouldn't be a leaky ship. Yeah, it just bogs my mind. Sin.
Yeah.
So am I hypocritical for covering leaks occasionally? Just say no. No, wait, tell me what you think.
I mean, if it was up to me, I'd be like, don't cover anything unless we have proof.
Oh, okay.
But that's me, so...
What about all our Bigfoot videos that we've got planned? We've got lots of proof for that.
It's just DC in a ghillie suit.
So, tell us what you think in the comments below. I am super excited for CitizenCon. Is there anything that you are hoping to see at CitizenCon this year, Zin?
No, like I said before, just more progress. Where are we at with 1.0?
Yeah, what is the progress towards 1.0? I am hoping that we see Vandal ship updates. Nyx and Vandal ship updates would be chef's kiss for me. I want to play Vandal Swarm in Arena Commander, and if you update the Vandal ships to be the proper Vandal ships, I will play that loads. And the Ormandi, very excited to see it in game. I'm not sure if it's going to be appearing around planets. Well, I suppose it's going to be appearing around planets. I'm not sure if it's going to be out in the wild or in the ASD facilities or both. I'm excited for that. Tell us what you're excited for in the comments below. I
do hope that if it is fairly large, we're not fighting it in an overly enclosed space.
So I believe, and take this with a grain of I reckon, that it's in between an adult Valakar and an Apex Valakar in size. But
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. And I believe it's going to be part of a boss fight. At least some of them are going to be part of boss fights. It's question mark. But we'll have to wait and see. That is more of I reckon. Yeah, super excited for 4.3.2, mainly because of the structural salvage and because, there might be some cool stuff at ASD facilities. Oh, that was the thing I was talking about earlier with the Wicklow stuff. So they've got I believe the mission pick up on location feature, which is in this patch, allows you just to basically go up to a screen or a terminal, whatever, and literally just go, accept mission, not through your mobile glass. So you can go to I want to accept one of Wicklow's crafting missions. Bring me this and I'll build you this missions. But you can actually just go up to them and go, oh, this one, click. So I think that's cool. More quality of life for Star Citizen, more good. Give me better Vulcan support now that I've got 4K. So I've got 4K monitor.
Yes, I heard.
It's my main monitor, and we were going to be recording in 4K. That means we might need to get you a 4K monitor.
I mean, you probably will have to get me a 4K monitor.
Well, let's see what this one's like first. Thanks for watching, guys. Say goodbye, Zin.
Goodbye, Zin.
Oh, Zin, what's that before you go? Is this a NordVPN ad?
It just might be.
Isn't that good? Because some of these people listening, you and you know who you are, haven't got NordVPN yet, and you could just click the links down below or go to nordvpn.com/BoredGamer. And why might they want to do that, Zin? What will NordVPN give them?
NordVPN would give them better accessibility, better security, and more privacy on the internet.
And not only is it not for free, but you also have to pay for it. So... But it gives me money, so you can all be happy. Click the links below. Everyone's happy. Thanks very much for watching. Say goodbye again, Zin.
Goodbye again, Zin.
Perfect. It's October. It's CitizenCon. There is loads going on in Star Citizen, and I spy with my Tobii eye tracker something beginning with D. It's a discount. You want a natively supported high precision head and eye tracker for Star Citizen? Of course you do. It actually works with a load of games, actually. The Tobii eye tracker is super useful as part of your arsenal, but also really adds to your immersion. If you don't mind spending a little bit of time tweaking after setup, you can have a really awesome time. Look around your cockpit, look over your shoulder, and track ships in a dogfight intuitively and ergonomically like never before. It's got a load of features to improve the experience as well, with like camera boost, which is a little tiny bit like mouse acceleration for your head and eyes, but actually useful. You can get 15% off a Tobii Eye Tracker 5 until Monday the 20th of October. Links below to that. There's also a sweepstake going on from Tobii. You can join to win a Tobii Eye Tracker 5. Links down below to that too. Thanks to Tobii for sponsoring this video. Every month we have a ship giveaway, and for October, because of CitizenCon and it's a big month for celebration, we are giving away 5 different ships to 5 different winners. They all come with a game package and lifetime insurance. We're giving away a C8X Pisces, the Arrow Light Fighter, the 100i luxury starting ship, the Sulen, a very cool, weird alien starting ship, and the Nomad from Consolidated Outland. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning one of those ships is comment on any of my videos made during October. Any of those are great to start the game with, or just as another ship in your fleet, or even as a lifetime insurance token to upgrade to something else. A big thank you as well to CIG for providing some of those ships for that giveaway. If you would like to further support the channel, consider becoming a Patreon or using the join button under my videos. That will get you some occasional exclusive content, and it really does help us out loads. Also, like, share, subscribe, that all helps tons as well. Thank you so much for watching to the end, and I hope you have a great October.